Number 0, Sayvia Sellers, the 5'7 sophomore from Anchorage. Number 1 is Hannah Steins, the 5'11 guard from La Mirada, California. Elle, Ladine, 5'11 junior from San Francisco, is number 24. Number 14, Dalayah Daniels, who jumps it up and loses the tip to Oregon from Garfield High School here in Seattle. And number 11 is Chloe Briggs, the sophomore from Ontario. We'll get the Ducks starting lineup momentarily, and we are underway. Duck basketball to start things off. Into the corner. Kick three on the way from the wing. Knocked down. That is Peyton Scott, the guard from Lynchburg, Ohio, gets Oregon started well.
And not really known for her three-point shooting, so that's going to be huge for Oregon if they can get going from the three-point line.
Daniels hands back off. Sayvia Sellers to a high-posting Daniels, who was honored just about 10 minutes ago. One of the 3 seniors here, and she gets her senior day started off right.
Well, speaking of huge, because in the first matchup, Dalayah Daniels drove past Che quite a bit. So you got to figure they weren't going to guard her, and they're going to give her that shot all game long. So hopefully she can keep knocking it down for the Huskies.
Dalayah Kelly with the basketball, the 5'8 guard from Duncansville High School via North Carolina. To Peyton Scott, now back to Kelly on the right wing. She'll attack, pull up, tough shot from 15, but she can hit those tough shots. One of the great scorers in college basketball.
Fully expect them to calm down.
Ladine in the screen and roll game with Daniels. That one's off to the right, rebounded by Oregon. Nani Falatea from Salt Lake City with the basketball. And the big is Filipina Che, who has been absolutely fantastic for the Ducks. And Peyton Scott with 2 jumpers already.
Yeah, Peyton Scott, she's kind of been injured off and on for them. She was really going to be huge last year as their starting point guard, but has definitely come back this year. Doing a great job. Hasn't been a huge scorer, but, you know, with Oregon, they play 12 people. And different people step up every game.
Ladine into a crowd of Ducks. Kick back out, 3 on the way. That one's off. But the offensive board, the put back up and in for Washington. And Dalayah Daniels on the board.
Key stat, when Oregon gets out rebounded, they do not win. So if the Huskies can control the boards, they should be able to control the game.
Kelly up top with the left hand, driving in on Daniels, tries to skip a pass post to post to Che, and a turnover.
Epitome of a soft touch.
She couldn't do that. Right? She couldn't do that once again if she tried 1,000 times. Here's the jumper. That one's off the mark. Oh, offensive board, Daniels. Kick over to the corner. Back to Daniels. Good weak side ball movement by Washington. Ladine! And instead of getting 2 for Daniels, Washington gets 3 instead. High ball game, which is no surprise. We'll probably have quite a few of those between these 2 very, very evenly matched teams. And there's that midi again you talked about in the pregame.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Langley a little bit, and, you know, Dalayah Kelly did hurt them in the first game, and so they are looking to maybe deny her a little bit harder, maybe run 2 at her. They're going to kind of they have some things up their sleeves that they're going to work on if she continues to stay hot. Chloe Briggs.
Just absolutely phenomenal players here at Washington, but now Trey is helping coach the Ducks and doing a great job with Kelly Graves, the legend. You can't learn from anybody better than Kelly Graves. Special even for a sophomore, the great crowd at Heck Ed here today, Alaska Airlines Arena. Oh, nice hesitation move by Sayvia Sellers for the bucket, and Washington back up.
Yeah, great read. Great job seeing that space. Yeah, you want to honor the day.
Kelly going into that mid-range again, flipping it up with the right hand. So hard to stop. She's just got so much in her bag of tricks. What do you do?
Deny her the ball. But that's tough, too. I mean, a lot of times she's bringing it up the floor.
Ladine into a lot of traffic on the baseline and throws it away. Stolen by Kelly. Good defense by the Ducks there on that possession. In a 1-point lead. 3 ball. Scott averaging 9 points a game, and she's almost there right now with 8. Sellers in the corner tries to answer. Back iron, no. Muhammad the rebound for Oregon. Kelly going to pull the trigger again, and look out. My goodness. Dalayah Kelly, the leading scorer in the game.
You know, just down a little bit with the talent, comes back. 9 new players on this team, and they're right back into the tournament and ready to make a run in March.
And players from 6 different countries on his basketball team. Here's Kelly with it. with 5 seconds left. The hottest player on the floor with the basketball. Pull up with one. That one's off the mark. Rebound Sellers. She'll chuck it 70 feet, a little bit short.
I think it's pretty determined that the Huskies, regardless of the outcome of this game, is going to play Minnesota. But Oregon is thinking maybe Indiana, but they don't know yet.
Oregon basketball, see if they can add to that 7-point lead, which was charged by Dalayah Kelly's 9 in the first quarter.
Fun matchup out here with Katie Fizzo and Devin Coppinger, two of the all-time great in-state Washington high school players, freshmen.
And there's another great in-state Washington player, Dalayah Daniels, poking free that basketball. She played her high school ball at Garfield, only about 3 miles south of where we sit right now. So she's got a ton of family and friends in attendance today.
She does, and Katie Fizzo played at Garfield. Trey Simmons, the assistant coach, played at Garfield.
Fizzo with it, driving in on Ladine, off the back iron, snatched down by Daniels. She is gobbling up the boards thus far in this basketball game.
Yeah, one of the things that makes her a great, attractive.
It all starts with Kelly up top. She gets it over to Fizzo. Crossover dribble, nicely done there. And an offensive foul. Huskies could tie or take the lead on this possession.
Kelly Graves quickly put 3 of his starters back in.
Sellers feeling it thus far in this game. To Daniels now. Thinks about an 18-footer. Will take it. That one's off. But Nushi was the miss on the short shot. She goes up, gets her own rebound, and puts it back up and in. She is all over the glass today.
She really has had great games against Philly Che. I mean, Philly Che is just a game changer with her size, but Dalayah Daniels has done a brilliant job of just out-quicking her and using her athleticism like that to come around on the pass in prior competitions. And Coppinger!
How about you on cue with the Dalayah Daniels overplay on the steal, and the Husky fans are up.
She just signed her 3rd top 15 recruiting class. That's not easy to do.
No, it is not. And every single year, they just get a little better, a little more cohesive, and it looks like they're going to end up this season in the NCAA tournament. And there's Che inside. She has been quiet thus far.
She was wide open, little miscommunication, a lot of switching there, and she ended up finding herself wide open underneath the basket.
Sellers taking the point, giving it off to Coppinger on the wing. Inside 7 to play here in the first half. Coppinger, high post, Daniels. Daniels going in on Che, using that quickness and a great little drop step finish with the right hand.
This is the growth of Dalayah Daniels.
Halfway through the second quarter of play, Scott attacking on Ladine, floating it up and getting it to go. Big Scott got a nice little touch. She's hit from everywhere thus far today.
Yeah, she's having a game.
She's got 10 points, leading all scorers.
And besides rebounding, the biggest key for the Huskies is taking care of the basketball.
How about Daniels? Talk about scoring from all over. She scored layups. She scored mid-range. Into the corner. Quick trigger 3. Ooh, snuggle it home. Briggs with it now. Up top. Skips to the corner.
Staying in the zone.
Bench players in for Washington. 7 on the clock. Now high post with it is Steins. Oh, good high-low feed. I didn't even see that open there. But Steins did, and she got the dime.
Yes, went to Hannah Steins. We'll call her Hannah Dimes, actually. In the mid, and then great cut in from the short corner. That's Dalayah getting another good look. So,
oh, good feed. Dalayah Daniels to a cutting Tegan Brown. Everything clicking for Washington here in the second quarter.
Well, Washington knows how to play without the ball in their hand. They really play in principles well, know their cuts. That was a great 45 cut by Tegan Brown.
That ball out of play.
A point right now in terms of it is March 2nd, and teams are tired. There is a huge fatigue factor right now. I was at the Alabama-LSU game this week, and lots of turnovers, lots of fouls, lots of missed free throws. Sayvia Sellers.
She is hitting from the outside numerous times in this game.
But right now, they just have to grind. They just have to play through it.
Inside shot blocked from behind, but they're going to call a foul.
Atute in for Oregon, and she's actually been really giving them some nice minutes off the bench. So they are down to an 11-player rotation.
To the man-to-man. Sellers with it around a Daniels screen. 7 on the shot clock. Loses handle of it. Got to get out of that corner. And instead, it's poked free. Turnover on Washington. Oregon basketball. And that's apparently what Fizo's going to do here. Washington spread out defensively. The high screen comes a little early. Fizo waves it off, says, I want to go one-on-one here. She goes with the right hand, flips it up, and puts it in. 2 seconds left, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So in the second half, with Washington holding on to a one-possession lead, 33-30. And, you know, Charlie, Washington got off to a slow start in their last game, shooting-wise, only 25% in the first quarter, and then shot 58% from the game. And it's kind of similar to this game. I mean, 33% shooting in the first half, but they've improved that.
That was a
ticky-tack a little bit?
Yes, thank you. This is March, you know. I mean, it's a physical. These are two top teams going at it. I hope they let them play.
No foul trouble for Sellers. That was just her first. Over the top. Sellers going to get her second, though.
I think by when it's all said and done, is going to be one of the all-time great Huskies to wear the uniform. But defensively,
as you see, Kelly Graves deep in thought. As the deficit is down.
Make people make shots. That's what Washington wants to do. They were about position defense without fouling.
Briggs around the horn to Ladine. Ladine, pretty quiet by her own standards in the first half, but she's waking up here. She had 5 points in the first half. Two on the shot clock, got to get it off. Kelly will, shot blocked by Ladine, and a shot clock violation.
As aggressive as Oregon is being, like, handsy with the ball, they're not really getting the same calls against them.
Right.
I mean, as a coach, you know, that's all you want. You just want it to be fair. You want it to be consistent.
Good back cut. That's Husky star to Husky star right there. Daniels to a cutting Ladine.
And that's Husky basketball, just knowing how to play without the ball in their hands.
There's the mid-range game. That one's off the mark by Kelly. Shot blocked, loose, but picked back up there by Atute. Kelly keeps the dribble, 10 on the shot clock.
That's unlucky because that was really good defense.
Muhammad looking inside. Overplay by Dalayah Daniels and a steal. Great job there by the senior.
That's got to be on the scouting report. If Dalayah Daniels is guarding you, you better step to the pass or it is a turnover.
Well, when you have timing and wingspan, which is what Daniels does, I mean, that's block shots and steals all night long. Coppinger 3, no good. And Daniels poking it free off of Oregon. Getting her hands in there on the defensive end of the floor tonight.
So Philly Che has not been in yet and did not come in as the sub. So I feel like the coaching staff is just letting her maybe sit a little bit, get hungry. I'm sure they'll go back to her sooner rather than later. Well,
it hasn't been a great matchup defensively for Oregon because Daniels is just quicker than she is and is also able to hit that 15, 18-footer. Three ball on the way from the lefty, knocking it home. She's got 6 in this one on a couple of long balls. Scott has it. High-low, Daniels pokes it free again, no foul. But the foul is on the shot instead. Is
protecting shooters. Like half the time I don't see a foul at all when they're calling it on the shooter. But, you know, it's an area of emphasis. Usually means that the officials got it right. But I will say it's been very consistent this college season. This is Oregon's 1-2-2, three-quarter court press. They go back man more than zone out of it, but they definitely love to mix it up. Beautiful pass by Ladine.
And how about this on senior day? Brenna McDonald comes in and scores within the first 5 seconds she's in the game on her senior day.
Just love when people play vertical against extended defenses.
Here's the matchup Kelly wants on McDonald and gets it and knocks it stiff.
You need extra possessions in a game like this.
Ladine uses the screen. Into the lane again. Switches hands. Tries to finish with the right. That one's off the mark. 2 on 3 the other way for Oregon. Kelly right to the window. Knocks over the defender, Briggs, and no call on that one. And it's a 4-point Washington lead.
Yeah, I think Chloe Briggs was just a little bit on the side. Great finish by Dalayah Kelly, just going right into her body. Could have been an and one.
Oh, good cut by Coppinger inside, getting good position. Kick out Steins. 3 on the way, splash.
From Tina Langley, I just want more passing. You know, it's hard because Oregon denies passes, so sometimes you can't get the same ball movement.
Kelly bumped and fouled, and that's 3.
I mean, Sayvia had her hands completely up and was moving in a legal guarding position, so disappointed on that call.
And Sayvia has to sit again with the 3 fouls. We were mentioning after her first foul, it's like, oh, it's no big deal. She only has 1 foul, but then she's picked up 2 quick ones in really about a minute of playing time for Sayvia Sellers.
Yeah.
Kelly tries to poke it free from behind, but 1-1 on the free throws, so it's a 6-point game. Steins, here's the fans counting down the clock to 3. Kicks it, great look for Briggs. 3 on the way and make it a 4-point opportunity for the Dawgs.
Chloe Briggs, absolutely a foul. You got to protect the shooters.
Well, Hannah Steins, just great vision there. She was triple teamed on the baseline. She chucked it one-handed out 25 feet.
Which is why, Dick, we've nicknamed her Hannah Dimes.
Hannah Dimes, that's right. Great look. And the first double-digit lead for either team in this game, and it goes to Washington. Kelly gives it off to Scott. Scott's been quiet lately, but had a great first quarter in and out there. There's been a few in and outs for Oregon, but the put back nicely done there inside. 10 on the shot clock. One-on-one action. Got Daniels inside if she wants to get it to her, and she does. Fakes the move. Looked like a shuffle of the feet. Yes, there was. That's the right call there.
I don't know who watched the USC UCLA broadcast, but just super physical with Lauren Betts, and that's an area of emphasis every year, displacing the post, and that's a ball handling that you're getting that's squared up and displacing. So
okay, so you like a foul there instead of the travel.
I like a foul there, yeah. I mean, I love Atute's minutes right now, but you cannot tell me that she didn't shove Daniels.
And Kelly knocks down the first.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Oregon's going to get into that zone press, try to slow them down.
And they do. Briggs.
See if they can get a shot off.
To Steins. 4 seconds left, plenty of time. Ladine gets all the way to the 10, flips it up, no good. Got a great look at it.
The men's side in the SEC, sometimes they're taking, teams with losing conference records because, the competition is so good. So I do think at least 9 will go.
It's interesting. Oregon has really protected the ball all year long. They have won or tied the turnover battle in 22 of their last 23 games. They're losing it today, and fairly handily. So they need to take care of the ball, or it's going to be tough for them to overcome what is now an 8-point deficit. The freshman, again, Devin Coppinger's had really good minutes tonight.
Yeah, Oregon came out and just randomly trapped Sayvia Sellers. Give her credit. Lots of poise, passed out of it, and they just, took advantage and attacked.
Piso, crossover behind the back. Gives it off Kelly. Kelly working that mid-range pull-up. That is her bread and butter. Right
it really is. But Oregon wants to go over every ball screen. And Washington knows that. They've been trying to set the screens high. But I feel like there's been a lot of contact. And that's the first time they've actually called it on Oregon.
Woo! Scramble, then the Euro, the bucket.
Gotta love the broken play layup.
What a move by Sayvia Sellers, and after some good hustle by Dalayah Daniels to pick that basketball up off the deck. And a foul on Daniels. Too tough a mountain to climb here on the road for the Ducks.
Yeah, lots of basketball left. I mean, both teams got some runs in them.
Ooh, what a move there. Sayvia Sellers, that was so pretty.
Really, that's the guard's hook shot, right? The floater.
What's the upside for this Husky team next year with that top 25 class coming in? You got Ladine back. You got Sellers back. Your 2 leading scorers. You do lose Daniels, which is big, but most of this basketball team is back.
Yeah, well, with the top 15 class coming in, I think, they want to compete for a Big Ten championship, and be able to make a run in the tournament. I think they probably want one more piece, and they might.
On cue, Sayvia Sellers. My goodness, 10-point lead for Washington.
Her senior year, because of her dominant rebounding.
Kelly knocks it down.
Too much space. You can't give her space.
Oregon really does pressure that basketball.
That's their strength this year. They really have done a fantastic job taking away what offenses want to do, holding teams to 60, 63, 64 points in the Big Ten.
4 seconds left. Briggs into the corner. Ladine's got to get it up and does. That one's no good. Offensive rebound again. The work by Coppinger. Ladine, can she get a look? Yes, and puts it in. So Oregon basketball. Peyton Scott to inbound. Big possession here for the Ducks, because they're not going to get it back until inside 4 minutes to play. They need a bucket. They go to their best player. That one's off, though. Offensive rebound. 3 ball for Long, and the former Husky hits a big shot for the Ducks.
Basically the trapping that, like that.
And a traveling violation.
Physical as things have been, that's a tough call.
Well, Sellers has gotten a couple of those fouls in the post, and she's being posted up again. And there's the switch inside. Missed Bunny. Offensive rebound and the kick out. So Oregon will reset. 15 on the shot clock. Kelly with it. Feels like a huge possession for Oregon. Can they get 2? They almost got 3 there as Kelly almost put that one in.
They're doing a great job of switching out and keeping a body on her.
As Kelly makes it a 5-point.
Whereas Oregon has kind of picked up their pressure and their intensity. Obviously, they're down.
Ooh, Sellers with the crossover. Can't get it to go. Great offensive rebound. Swooping in is Daniels. Kick out Ladine. 3 on the way. In and out.
Ooh.
That'd have been big. That'd have been the first dagger thrown in by Washington late in this game. Kelly has it. They can cut it to a 1-possession game. Good post position. Putting it up and rolling it in. Alexis Whitfield.
Handle the pressure a little bit better.
Steins and Briggs, Daniels, Ladine, Sellers for Washington. Here's Stein with it. Kicks it to Sayvia. Now Daniels. 4 on the clock. Got to make something happen. Does, and is fouled. Another late in the shot clock foul.
Her numbers are great. I mean, she's in the top 10 in almost every statistical category in the Big Ten. Steals, rebounds, blocks, everything. Field goal percentage. So I think, the goal is to get drafted or maybe even just get into a camp, because it's that deep.
And she knocks down 2 huge free throws to give Washington a 5-point lead. Now clock's starting to be a factor here. 95 seconds to play. 2-possession game. There's the trap. Long has it. Crossover dribble. Works her way inside. Good pass. Whitfield off the window. No good. Short. Rebounded by Washington, and the foul by Long. Boy, 2 free throws here would be huge for Washington. They would go up 3 possessions. And Ladine gets the first. 3rd in the Big Ten in scoring and knocks them both down. Daniels also with 4 fouls. So something to watch there. And Daniels gets a clean one there on Kelly and knocks it out of bounds.
And that's what we can expect the rest of the game. This is how they won it last time. Dalayah Kelly downhill off the ball screen. But Daniels was ready this time.
Working the inbounds to Kelly. Approaching the minute mark. Swinging around. Long. Great look at a 3. That one's an air ball and stepping on the line. So it stays like this, the Huskies will have the greatest field goal shooting season in school history, and a quick foul. They didn't wait 5 seconds. They waited 0.5 seconds. Sellers misses the first. Not a miracle yet, but they're going to need everything to go right. They got to get this rebound, though, and they do in transition, but then lose it, and Washington comes up with it. My goodness. Briggs has it. Ladine. Daniels now in the corner. Oregon's got a foul, don't they? And they got a jump ball there, I believe.
They did get a jump ball there.
Good hustle defense by Oregon. And Elle Ladine chirping a little bit with Kelly. Tina Langley with the smile saying, you're all right. Yep. We're okay here. We're up 7. We don't need a T right here.
Exactly.
We're okay.
Exactly. So right here, I think Washington just needs to do a little better job. The trap is coming. It's coming. So get the ball out of your hands. Don't hold it, especially when you're on the sideline.
That was a great play by Kelly. I mean,
yeah,
I saw nothing wrong.
No, it was a fantastic play. Here comes the high on ball with Kelly.
And a kick ball there, and Oregon's going to get it.
Such a versatile scorer. To your point, I do think she can play in the W, whether it will be right away or maybe she goes overseas for a year or two, but she absolutely has the game.
A big free throw there to make it a 2-possession game. They can cut it to 5. And the way Oregon presses, this is not over. Ladine fouled quickly, and she'll go to the free throw line. Elle Ladine, one of the great scorers in Husky history, 1,000th point scored this past week against Nebraska. She
gave her the 1,000-point ball.
11 as a sophomore, now to 17 as a junior.
That was good execution and to one of your best three-point shooters.
Kelly has it. There's a 3 shot blocked by Daniels. Last touched, I believe, by Oregon. It will be Washington basket. And Washington would have to go on a nice long run in the NCAA tournament.
They have the Big Ten, and then they also have NCAAs. So it could happen.
Here's Ladine with it. That ball's knocked away. 19 seconds left. No foul by Oregon. Washington's just going to hold, and it looks like Oregon's going to wave the white flag here. And Washington fans on their feet. A great house here at Alaska Airlines Arena. Smiles all around for Tina Langley and the Huskies. And the Dawgs get a little revenge.